So you found a few products that you believe have potential. How are you going to know if they have potential? Determining if a product has potential relies on a few factors. We're going to start with a few questions to see if your products have potential that you picked. Number one, is it cheap to ship? This is an important one. Is it cheap to ship from China to the US or from a US manufacturer's warehouse to you or to Amazon? If it's light, under a pound or a pound and a half, non-breakable, doesn't require being shipped in a wooden box or something heavy, great, it's cheap to ship. If it is a gigantic mirror that requires being in a pallet and weighs 60 pounds per mirror, that's not going to be cheap to ship. So you want the answer here to be yes. Second question, can it be sold for a minimum of $19.99? That is also a minimum. Keep in mind, I like to personally go at $25 minimum, but you can make a lot of money at $19.99 with the right product, or a little more than that. So if you found a product that sells for $10, you might not want to consider it. There are exceptions to this, of course. If you found some product that you believe is going to sell 1,000 a day and you can make $1 a piece off it, well, that's great. I mean, you're making 1,000 a day. Go with it. But to be safe here and to have the best possible chance of making your product successful and making money, we recommend having it sold for a minimum of $19.99. So again, let's assume your answer to that was yes for all your products that are on your product research sheet. Now, can you private label it? This one's pretty simple. Can you put your own brand? Can you customize it? Can you create competitive advantages for your product and make it your own? Should absolutely be yes. Number 4, is it easily broken? This goes back to the number 1 example of a mirror. If you're shipping a glass mirror, that's very easily broken. A fragile electronic part, very easily broken. Remember, especially if you're shipping from China, it's a long distance. It's a lot of time, especially if you're shipping by sea. Even if you're shipping by air, there's a lot of people handling that package. There's a lot of things that can happen in, a week to a month of your product being shipped or stuck in customs. I've had products that got stuck in customs that literally had footprints on the box. Somebody stood on my boxes. So if it's broken, if it's easily broken, you're going to probably have a problem. So the answer should be no. If the potential product does not align with one of these answers, it is not a product you should pursue. So again, that goes back to, does everything fall within this spectrum? Are there exceptions like anything else? Absolutely. But if you follow these guidelines, you're going to have the best chance of success. So now that you have a list of potential products and you went through your list here and you've determined that these are good products, they all fit those categories, they all fit that criteria, we're going to narrow down your potential products by looking at the most important factor, which is sales potential. So find your top search terms and corresponding traffic numbers on Merchant Words. To get Merchant Words, we will provide you with a link in the Downloads and Resources section that will allow you to get it for only $9 a month rather than $30, which is what they charge normal customers. Sign up for an account and you'll get started qualifying your potential products. To do this, you want to find your top search terms and the corresponding traffic numbers. When you type a keyword in Merchant Words, we'll give you all the related keywords and their search volume as well. To qualify a product, look at the top 6 keywords and write down the combined search volume. If your search volume's over 40,000 combined, it's likely a solid product with a fair amount of people searching on Amazon for it every month. If your search volume is over 70,000, you found an even better product. If your search volume is over 200,000 searches a month, you found a pretty hot product. If your searches are over 1 million a month, you found a great product that has a lot of searches, but probably is very competitive and probably you don't even want to bother with. The things to consider with a very good product over 200,000 or over 1 million searches a month, there's going to be a lot of competition, most likely. So if you found a product with a ton of search volume, you may want to type a few of those keywords into Amazon and make sure you're not trying to go up against competitors with thousands of reviews. Remember, always keep in mind that you're looking for a combination of the search traffic. Stay away from seasonal products because seasonal products are only good certain times of the year. Instead, you want to stay with certain products that have, around 70 to 100,000 searches is a good start. So let's take a look at 2 Excel forms we provided for you. The first one is your product research template. And we just did an example that's in the download section as well. So here you see you have a few columns: your product, your average star rating, your average BSR ranking, can it be better, 1 to 10 ranking, your main keywords, combined keyword volume, average sale price, and notes about the product. This is a really simple example I did here. If I was going to do this extensively, see here I put foam roller, I'd put foam roller, roller, massage, vibrating foam roller. I'd want to find all the main keywords through merchant words. So this is, again, just a basic example, but I'll go through it. So your first product, Trigger Point Foam Roller. Your average star rating, you get by combining the top 3 sellers in the category. You'll usually find them near the top of the page. Go for the people that have the most reviews. Look at their BSR ranking or bestseller ranking. They'll usually have under 3,000, all of them, if it's a competitive market. So a lot of times they'll all have under 2,000 or under 1,000. So we'll say average star ranking here is 4.5. You're better off looking at something where it's 4.3 or 4.2, easier to compete. Average bestseller ranking here is 800. Your bestseller ranking, the lower it is, the more the product's being sold. So that means if the average bestseller ranking was under 1,000, a lot of these products are being sold. So there might be room in the market for you as well. Can it be better? Yes. Meaning, can I make it better based on the negative reviews? Can I add something to it that's going to make it competitive? Total ranking of how I see this product, of possibility, 1 through 10. It's your own personal ranking system. What you think. Said 7, so average. Combined keyword search volume. This is what we talked about in the presentation, where you're taking the top terms on top 6 terms on merchant words, and you're putting the combined search volume. 5.2 million. It's a lot of searches. Extremely competitive market. What you can look for on this are what are called long tail keywords. If you find people are really interested in memory foam, trigger point, foam rollers, and you can find 3 or 4 keywords off that equal a lower search volume that these main people are not ranking on. That's a good way of doing it, but most likely with 5.2 million, the main people are ranking on pretty much every keyword available. Average sale price $20. Notes, complaints, it is too hard. Something we probably found in the reviews. You can put really anything in the notes, whatever you've observed. Next one is Moscow Mule Copper Mug. It's a drinking mug for Moscow Mule cocktails. Average star rating 4.2. BSR ranking of 4,700. Can it be better? Maybe. 1 through 7, I said 6 because I don't really know how I'm going to make it better. Price point wasn't great. So main keyword, Moscow Mule cup or mug. Combined search volume of 112,000. Average sale price is 12 for a set of 4. So I'd probably disqualify that right off the bat because it's under 20 bucks. Notes, not really sure how to improve it. And that's a really big issue. Excuse me. If you don't know how to improve it, you don't know how to make it your own, you're going to have a similar product to everyone else, and there's going to be no reason someone's going to buy yours over the guy that has 300 reviews. So you're better off finding what are called competitive advantages, making yours different. Next, we have an eye care supplement. So average star rating of 4.3 for the top eye care supplements. BSR of 1,500, meaning they're selling a lot. Can it be better? Yes. Average rating of 8, because I do believe that you could make a great eye care supplement and shoot yourself to the top. Main keyword, eye supplement, there obviously would be a lot more for this. Combined keyword search volume of the top 6 keywords, 1.3 million. Again, really big, but you might be able to dominate this market with the right product. Average sale price of 22. This one's right over the mark, but I like this one better than the foam roller because the eye care supplement's going to be small. Small, light, meaning you're getting it from the manufacturer in the U.S. because it's a supplement. It'll be cheap to ship from their warehouse. Shipping it to Amazon will be cheap. Shipping it to your customer, storing it, it's all cheap as it's small and light. So I like that at 22 bucks. My note was combine uncommon supplements with common eye supplements and have great branding. So come up with a new formula. I mean, proprietary blends. That's why supplements do so well. Doesn't have to do that much different, but maybe make people, feel it's the next biggest thing in eye care, and add lutein and other eye care supplements that are normal, and add two things like I've never seen anyone add bilberry in an actual multi-eye supplement, which would be a great idea. I'm thinking of it. Someone can steal that if they like. Bilberry allows you for better night vision. We actually gave bilberry jam to World War II pilots to allow them better night vision, and it really does work. I take it myself. You could add that to a lutein and vitamin K and a few other eye supplements, and make your own supplement with great branding. I think somebody has Eyebright, but Eyebright is a great name. Stuff like that, or Bright Eyes. I know someone did a supplement, did really well on Amazon with doing one that made your eyes whiter, the whites of your eyes whiter. So that is a really great one. But any of that works. But you see the idea here. We're doing the product research, just giving you some examples. You want to have about 10 or 12 products before you really narrow it down and decide what you like. Then narrow it down to 3 or 4. Go over this again. Start writing more notes. Figure out what you really liked about those ones, and then narrow it down to 1 or 2. I do want to show you one other Excel sheet as well. So let's open it from here. So this is product research for suppliers. Now, similar to your product research template here for your products, this is your product research for suppliers. So let's say now you figured out that you really want to do that eye care supplement. Or let's say foam roller, because I think that's what I did it for here. So you decide you want to do foam roller. Now you've gone on Alibaba, you've picked out, I showed 2 here. I'd make sure it's at least 3 suppliers so you can get a bunch of different samples. You write down the supplier name right here. You do your quote, so how much was it per unit, and you see how I put in FOB, standing for freight on board. I want to put the shipment term in case they're different, in case this was a different shipment term. So 3.2 a unit. My contact there is John. You can put an email in there too if you like. That's a good idea. The date I ordered samples, so 2/12/18, date they arrived. Link to the website, right there to the Alibaba product details. The minimum order quantity. Is it OEM? Most of the time it'll be not available for that because most of our products are not going to be OEM. No extras on that. Working terms. Working terms means how long is it going to take them to build this product? We ordered 1,000 units. It's taken them 35 days to build it. So this is where your logistics comes in. You need to figure out if it's going to take them 35 days to build it, probably take them another 5 days to bring it to the port, or 3 at least. Then your freight forwarder, because you're probably shipping this by boat, has to send it out. So you have to figure out how many working days on that to figure out your logistics of when you're actually getting your orders. Now, payment options. TT, that stands for bank transfer, or Alipay. This supplier accepts Alipay. So if I wanted to pay directly through Alibaba, I could, which grants me a little bit more liability, insurance basically, if the supplier decides to screw me and not ship my order, or the order's all messed up, or they send, wouldn't really apply for the samples, but it would apply more when you did your full order. If there was something wrong with the order, Alibaba would mediate and possibly, get the money back for you. All right, then we go to pros and cons. Pros, able to add soft foam. Showed Skyped and showed me the factory. That's cool. You want to do that with your suppliers if they're willing to. Have them Skype and have them show you what the factory looks like. That way they're running a big factory or small factory, making sure they're not a trading company and they're really a manufacturer. It's a great way to really vet people. And Skyping with these manufacturers also gives you a little face-to-face time. They have somebody there that speaks English. You'll be fine with that. Gives you a little face-to-face and creates a better working relationship, I find. So cons. long working time to build the products. All 5 units were not exactly the same. So as I mentioned previously, you should be ordering 4 to 5 samples of everything you order for this exact reason. All 5 units were not exactly the same. That's a big problem. That is a big red flag, and you do not want to order from that company. If all the units don't look exactly the same when you're getting samples, you can guarantee that the units will not be the same when they arrive. So you'll have big problems with a lot of issues, a lot of defective units, just a lot of problems will go along with that. So that's a big red flag. You want to dump that immediately and just get rid of that supplier. So your next one is right here. We have a supplier name. Sample quota is 3.6. Contact is Mark. I'd put the email in there too. Date ordered, date arrived, link to the website, minimum order quantity, OEM. The extra here was carrying bag. Cool. So it's 40 cents more, but they put a carrying bag with it. I don't know. That might be a competitive advantage that's worth an extra 40 cents of production. Working time's a little less, 30 days, but they only accept bank transfer. As I mentioned in a previous module, I've only done bank transfer. I've never done Alipay, and I've never had a real issue. There are recourse from bank transfer. It's a pain, but there are recourse if something happens. But if you're talking to these manufacturers for a while, you're Skyping them, they're on Alibaba, you looked at gold suppliers and on-site checked, you're probably fine. You're probably not going to have an issue anyway, so that's okay. Now, pros. Well built, able to make software, and all samples exactly the same. That is killer. That's what we want here. All samples are exactly the same. It's well built. The con here is slightly more expensive. Now, I would 100% go with the second supplier over the first. 40 cents in the long run per unit is 100% worth it for not dealing with the negative reviews, not dealing with customer complaints, not dealing with refunds. Those reviews will kill you, and that 40 cents will make all the difference. 40 or 50 cents in China per product is a big margin. Might not seem like it because it's 40 or 50 cents, but it's huge. Always pay a little bit more if you can get a much better product. So that's pretty much it. They're really easy to use. They're both in the download section. Both of them, we have the examples in there so you can follow along with the example, and we also have the blank templates. So good luck. Research your products. Research them really well. Add a lot of notes. Add a lot of pros and cons. Anything you can find. The more information you have, the better decision you'll make.